Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today on Ramblings, you guys made me do it. That's right. Your common sense and your expertise, your wisdom has changed my mind, and I appreciate it. So let's go see how exactly did you change my mind. It is a beautiful day here in West Tennessee, mostly blue skies. Got a little bit of wind still. Of course, March winds bring April showers, bring May flowers. Isn't that right? So what you did was, well, first off, I gotta say this. Some people were saying I wasted a lot of gravel whenever I dug these big holes right here, right? Well, I didn't waste too much gravel because I scooped all the gravel. And so this is, and somebody's like, Tim, that's not gravel, that's crushed limestone. That is true. It is a CR 610 crushed limestone. I drug it all. So this big old giant pile here is nothing but rock. Okay, there's no mud in there. And I drug it back under here, so this is just mud or dirt. And you can see why that's a lot of clay there, guys. That is a lot. And not a single rock. We have no rocks here on the ridge underground. Nothing underground. And you can see all of this is gravel, right? So I'll be able to scoop this in after. Whenever I go to backfill all this, I'll just be able to pull in all the dirt and then put the gravel on top of it. And same thing right here. I did get a little bit of dirt in there, but that's all gravel. And then back over there. So this is all dirt. I do have to dig these out a little bit more with a shovel before I bring the conduit up in there. But let's talk about what you made me change. What happened? What's different? I did tell you yesterday I went and picked up all this Schedule 80 PVC. Now a lot of this you can see is not Schedule 80. This stuff right here is not Schedule 80. You can see the difference between the Schedule 80 and the non-schedule. Look how thick the wall is, right? It's a lot for rough surface, and this will all be underground. This will be where it comes out of the ground, okay? So let's see what else we got at Lowe's. Oh my gosh, we got tons and tons of stuff here. Tons and tons of stuff. Set that down right there. Looky here. Whew, I gotta get all this out of there without dropping it all. There we go. So we got, again, this is green, Schedule 80, thick wall, a bunch of that. Tons of elbows, and you might notice something missing. You might notice something missing. Let me just dump all this out. Let me just dump it all out. I'll come back, pick it all up. All right. Lots and lots of stuff here. All right. What do you see missing here? What do you see missing? Because remember how I was going to do it. How I was going to do this before looks a little bit different. You don't see any 2-inch conduit. There's a lot of 1-inch conduit. A lot of 1-inch conduit. A little bit of 3/4. And the reason being is originally I said in my electrical knowledge background, automation and electrical engineering is way different than electrical residential construction and stuff. So what I was gonna do is, I got this beautiful white shed right here, and I just wanted one 2-inch piece of conduit going into the wall right there with like an LB, a conduit body. And then that 2-inch would run through here, and then in the ground, I would have conduit tees. So 2-inch all the way down, and then 1-inch off to the sides, and maybe the last run be 1-inch. Because there's gonna be all these solar PV cables, there's gonna be 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the ground, going down off each column there. And a lot of you guys said, Tim, that is not the way you do that. You don't put conduit bodies underground. you know, because they're effectively 90s or tees, you know. You don't put them underground. Well, they are, Cantex does make underground rated conduit bodies and stuff, but in my experience, I've never done it either like that at work, or had contractors do it for me that way. We did direct runs. But I figured, you know, if I did a 2-inch, it would save time, money, resources, or look, you know, blah, blah, blah. And my dad, who's a retired master electrician, was one of the most adamant about it. He said, you know, and actually I talked to him this morning too, and told him, okay, you're right, I'm doing it your way. So yeah, now I'm just going to run 1 inch all the way, 1 inch all the way, and 1 inch all the way. So it'll be straight runs. We'll have some 90s and stuff. Straight runs all the way over to here, come up out of the ground, and then go to an electrical box, junction box, which I'm putting right there, which is this 8-inch box right here. All right, this box right here. And I really didn't want a big box, but really it's not that much different. And sure is going to make it a lot easier. Set that right there, just like that. Maybe a little bit lower. Now, coming out of this receptacle here, I am going to have 3/4 inch going through here also to one receptacle in the center there, and I can always add lights and everything off of that later. 3/4 inches is more than enough for 2 circuits. But right now, it'll just be 1 circuit going out there off this GFCI. So yeah, I'll have this mounted right there, and it should be enough room, everything there, and come out of the ground. I'm excited. I'm excited to start working on this today. As far as how I do it, me and my dad talked at length this morning about it, and whew, goodness gracious, guys. One thing, I don't think my fish tape, I bought a fish tape. Fish tape is a spool of wire or metal or fiberglass sometimes. You push through conduit, you tie your cables onto it, and then you pull them through. I don't think I bought one more for working inside the house than I did for working this distance. So I may just blow a string, use a vacuum, blow a string all the way down, and then pull it back. Not sure how that's gonna work out. So I'm gonna get all this conduit out, lay it out on the ground, make sure I got enough, you know, dry fit it together, angle it where it needs to go, put the elbows on it, and may have to cut a few pieces, and then you know, I probably won't do it in 3 videos like I did last time. Like dry fit it, glue it together. Of course, I'll have to dig out everything a little bit better, and then once I get it in place, I have to call and get a electrical inspection, have them come out and do a trench inspection. They got to inspect my trench, make sure my trench is appropriate. I also got to run ground wires from the 2 grounding rods there over here, and I'm probably going to do a ground rod over here too. I'm probably going to do a ground rod there, and then my 200 amp panel is right behind here. I'll probably do another ground rod right there, and then of course, you know, the house will be separate as well. So let's see, and then I'll run a bare ground wire through there, and then inside the conduit, I'm gonna run ground wire as well through each of those all the way through. You have to protect them as well. Whew, lots to think about, guys. It just, you know, theory is one thing, and you know, doing it yourself is another. My dad said, who are you gonna get help to pull the wire through the conduit? I'm like, me, myself, and I. And you know, it's 2 people pulling wires through conduit, and I am gonna use 1 inch, so 4 of these should go a lot easier through 1 inch. If I went 3/4, it might be a little bit tight. I am gonna have disconnects on each of those columns, and the disconnects are so small that 1 inch is gonna have a hard time fitting in it, but I've already made accommodations for that. Yeah, but usually when you pull wire, you have 2 people. You have one person feeding it and another person pulling it. I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to do that myself. So this is all something fun. And you can see how moist the ground is there, our water table. It's not pulling up like it was. It's soaked up a lot. But yeah. Lots to do, guys. Lots to do. Beautiful day to do it, though. let's go over here and see what else I got besides this box. And it's a shopping day. Let's see. Yeah, so I got box and a cover. And where'd the receptacle go? I got 20 amp receptacle right here. And again, it's going to be GFCI protected off that one right there. Let's see what else we got. I got tons of fittings. I got me some more wood screws, and I got machine screws, and I got hangers, nuts. I had to buy some more. I got those coming. And yeah, everything should be good enough for what I gotta get done. Tomorrow night we're going live over at Meredith's, if all works out well. We're going to talk about something fun, maybe. Meredith wants to see something, and I'm a little trepidatious about doing it. And I'm going to get your opinion on it live, and we'll talk about it, and then we'll probably do it on a rambling. Yeah. Hey girls. Hey girls. Hey girls. Rabbit's doing okay over there? I know. You want me to get you some scratch? Let's get you some scratch. There we go. Come on. Come on. Oops, I didn't really distribute it too much, did I? Y'all doing fine? Yeah, you look good. Everybody looks good. Yep. Very, very nice. Butterfly. About time to, actually got some grass growing over here. This was all muddy before. You can see the grass is growing back here. This is all that erosion control grass I planted, down here. Of course, then we tore all this up whenever we were doing the foundation and everything, but I got that grass planted all the way around there. And it really has helped a lot of the erosion. You can see right here where it's gone down, and then it gets stopped by the grass, but it's built up a little bit. I'll eventually, when we get the house dried in, then I'll come back around and smooth all the ground out and replant grass. That is the plan, at least. That is the plan. I think my battery's getting ready to die on this GoPro. I didn't get it charged fully, so I may have to end this one a little bit short for you today. And I've got a lot of work to do as well, so. All right, you guys good? You guys good? All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Seeing how you changed my mind. You really did. You really made me think about, Tim, that may sound engineering-wise like a good way to do it, but conventionally and constructually, you probably shouldn't do it that way. Probably shouldn't do that way. So, all right, guys, if you did like today's video, give it a big old thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. It's always 100% free. Hit that notification bell right down there to be notified anytime a new video comes out on one of our channels. Until next time, hope everyone has a blessed day. Keep rambling and go Ridge Life. Woo! Ooh, look at all the turkey vultures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't see more. Bye.